She heard the scream of her and came back. Wow, that was an interesting comeback. Ma'am,
Mara have mercy, that gave me a fright.
I heard you screaming.
There's a ghost just wandering around my inn like it owned the place.
Yeah, just the one over there.
Yes. I've heard stories that old Heraldin was haunted, but no one's seen a ghost here since the Great War. He's from the battle, I just know it. He's one of Tiber Septim's soldiers, back from the dead. All right, then.
I'll talk to him. Okay. Um, Excuse me, sir.
Hjalti, is that you? I've been waiting.
Hjalti, who are you talking about?
You promised me, Hjalti. You promised that when we sacked Folden, you would make me your sworn brother. And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised.
Sure, I'll find the sword for you.
I long to taste battle again.
Who are you and where are you from?
You don't remember me, Hjalti? 2 campaigns we served together. You saved my life time and time again.
Okay, sure. So,
I fought by your side to take back the Reach from the Savages.
So, out of character, my theory here is that this guy, obviously she's right. He's from the Battle of Rorikstead, or the Battle of Old Hjaldir that Tiber Septim was in, and he's obviously part of that whole. No, not Valiant. I said we didn't get that quest. Where is it? That one. Bring this. I don't have the sword though. Where's the sword?
Ah, a visitor. Old Hrolden Inn has hundreds
Oh.
of years of history, friend.
Wow,
Do you think
look
the
at that robe.
ghost is one of
Are you a wizard?
Tiber Septim's dead men?
The ghost mentioned Hjalti.
Hjalti? I never heard of anyone named Hjalti. Tiber Septim had many names. Maybe that's one of them.
He's looking for a sword.
A sword? I remember a legend that Tiber Septim had attacked one of the enemy camps before he came to Old Heraldin. It could be there. I'll mark it down on your map.
Thanks.
See ya.
There's one of those rare times in this game where it actually points out the whole. I'll mark it down on your map for you.
No drunks.
I like the kid trying to be tough, even though there's a ghost walking around the room. Okay, so it's just on the other side, so it's close to where we're going. She doesn't mind helping this lady out. But back to what I was saying, out of character, so we're under the impression Hjalti might be the name of Tiber Septim. So why is he calling her Tiber Septim? Why would that be the case? You might say, oh, it's because you slept in the bed that Tiber Septim slept in, and he thinks you're Tiber Septim. Okay, that would make sense if Tiber Septim, if this was like a one-time thing. If that sleeping in that bed was rare. She's running an inn, and she's even telling people that that's Tiber Septim's bed. People are going to sleep in it. That she's using it as a tourist attraction, which I can't fault her because it is a good tourist attraction. But my theory is that the reason is there's two possibilities, and both of them are very likely. One is directly a major possibility. The other one is more of a I'm thinking it's possible, but it's always possible that I'm wrong. Um, the definite possibility that they might be going for this is Tiber Septim was, like they said, Tiber Septim was Dragonborn. There were no dragons around for him to kill, so he never got to do the Dragonborn thing. But he did have shouts. Tiber Septim could shout. Um, One of the things that we are finding out, that we find out from, and we know we're Dragonborn, so it's possible that it's because of the fact that we are also Dragonborn, and um, that's why he thinks we're Halti. He senses the Dragonborn inside of us, and he kind of sees us as um, a Tiber. He kind of sees us like Tiber Septim. He just sees the spirit of the dragon. That's a possibility. I have another theory that a lot of people have had this theory before, and I think Tiber Septim shares this possibility. I'm under the impression that so one of the characters in Elder Scrolls is Lorcan, and he was like the creator of all of this. He tricked the Aedra and a bunch of the Daedra into creating Mundus, the physical plane that this all takes place on. And part of that is the fact that Lorcan keeps coming back, but he keeps coming back as like avatars. Like he has these different forms that he comes back in. And one of the forms I think that he comes back in is the heroes. But I think he also came back as Tiber Septim. I think he did Tiber Septim, and I think that's why Tiber Septim eventually became a god. He was Lorcan coming back. Now, it's a fan theory. I don't think the game's ever done anything to kind of like either prove it or to kind of support it, because in truth, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to do that. Since it's a very long stretch of a theory anyways. But there are a couple of things in the game that we will notice is like that, where for some reason we line up really closely with Tiber Septim. The first one that we've run into is this. There's one other one that I know of in the game. We won't see it for a very long time because it's part of the main quest and it's near the very end of the game, or it's part of the very end of the main quest, and we won't be doing that for a long time. But when we do it, I hope I remember this so I can talk about that as well. Looks like it's the Forsworn camp. Crap, I'm stuck. Okay, Iron Flesh. And where's Ghostblade at? There's Ghostblade. Ooh, that was close. I'm gonna drop a quick save, even though this is probably a terrible place to drop a quick save. I got lucky. Although I don't know if that's it's a Thaumarja Jishiri, who apparently has decided to help me for some reason. The enemy of thy enemy?
You win. I submit.
That it? That's your best? Foolish human. Your time is no more.
Oh crap. And now the Thaumarja Jishiri is apparently trying to kill me. He actually might be worth looting. I've also thought about playing a high elf before. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm under the impression that it is a situation where Lorcan like blesses his soul upon certain heroes, because one of the things about Lorcan was that it was said that he was cursed to wander Mundus for the rest of his existence. And we play as heroes who wander the entirety of Mundus for the rest of existence. We also are treated differently from everyone else as far as how Daedra treat us, how the Aedra treat us. Like I said, this is getting into a lot of the Skyrim lore, but I imagine that if you guys are watching me play this, you guys have some kind of interest in that. Because I can't imagine why else you would be watching me play this if you don't have an interest in Skyrim. Because I do have no idea why you would want to watch me play this of all people, because I'm not very good at this. As we can watch as I'm bumbling through fights, spamming the fast heal button and using the advantage of being able to pause in my inventory to drink potions as like the most important thing ever. Pop another healing. Probably don't need it. Probably actually need to pop a Rise of Magicka, and then probably refresh Iron Flesh.
What was that?
Didn't want to walk behind that trap. I am finding it interesting how different playing with fast heal is versus playing with the normal healing ability. I get so lucky with those traps sometimes, where I'll stop and move at just the right point, just to dodge it. This is a lot of work for a sword, for a ghost, by the way. Sometimes I swear the ragdoll physics in this is hilarious. Daedra Heart. Pretty sure, Hagravens aren't Daedra. Why do I raise this? There's like a button on there, and I'm wondering if if I press it, it'll work. Oh. Nope. Do I have to like press it? Like, do I have to like stand on it? And then what I'm going to do is to kind of make this easier on myself, use the blink spell. There we go. This will probably lead outside. Yep. And then the sword is over here. Ooh, a disenchanting table. Sadly, I'm getting to the point where I have most enchantments. I'm going to start having to need to... Where was that? There's the Wisp Mother, Immortal Blood, which is actually about vampires, and then the Wolf Queen of Volume 5. I think I have Volume 5. I think I have all the way up to... I think I have 1 through 5, but I'm not sure. There's Hjalti's sword. It's sad that there's a part of me that wants to keep it. Like Sarah would show some interest in this because it's an artifact. Well, it's not an artifact, it's a... I wouldn't call it an artifact. It is a... I'm going to use teleportation to get down so that I don't have to worry about... end up getting hurt. Speaking of getting hurt, oh crap, there he is. Potion health. And potion regeneration health. And where's my fast healing? May have just screwed myself because I just dropped a quick save. No, I should be alright. I am remembering that I have that full heal potion, but I'm trying not to use it unless I have to. Which, obviously, it's one of those situations of I'm not using it because I don't want to use it unless I have to, but then am I actually going to use it when I need it? And one of those malarkey situations. It's always funny when you run into those. Like, I end up having like 6 full heals by the time I beat the game. And, like, not beat the game, but, like, finish Sarah's story. Because I don't even know, because even if when she beats the game, I don't know if that's going to be the end of it. Who's this guy, by the way?
You should head on inside. Aldis or Schooley can take care of you.
Okay. I'm just curious on who this guy is, because, like, he mentioned the fact that his father was gone, and then...
Visitor. Old Hrolden Inn has hundreds of years of history, friend.
I think she's going crazy.
Do you remember me now, Yonti?
I have your sword.
It's been an honor to serve. Remember our lessons from the sword masters of Alcair? Let me show you a few things you may have forgotten before we leave Hrolden.
And we learn a little bit of one-handed and a little bit of block. Not many people could say they learned something from a ghost.
Now here's a woman I'm glad to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not really much to be able to say to her. Now, just to move on. It's a nice little distraction. Like I said, I knew that was for those who didn't catch on. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to cause. I knew that's why I said it. Do I want to have a distraction? Because I knew about that quest, and I knew what that quest was. I knew if I slept in the time-receptive bed that we were going to get a ghost, and I knew that was going to lead us into a short little quest. But I ended up deciding that it was worth it. Is this another mercenary?
It is a strange sight. The wet
Oh,
flakes that sometimes fall from the sky.
they're Khajiits.
Huh?
Khajiit welcomes you. Endel, take a look.
Got it for a second. I always liked the Khajiit. I've actually played as a Khajiit before because I played as a Khajiit merchant. Goblin's totem staff? What in the world? I have not seen this before. I'm tempted to buy it just because of the fact that it's interesting. I don't think we're at the point for her just buying trinkets because she thinks they're interesting. Althea's boots. Plasma reinforced boots. Anything good on here? We still technically have all of our camping gear, although I think it's all clockwork. Buy all the lockpicks. I'm not gonna buy the pelts. I have plenty of pelts
May your road lead you to
and clockwork. Since we were around this already once, I will bring you guys back once we get to the other side. I do not have a whole lot of time left tonight, but I'm going to go over. I have enough time to be able to finish this, but I also just don't want it to be me walking, especially since we just walked this a few minutes ago while I was rambling about Lorcan and Tiber something. if you guys are interested in it, just let me know in the comments, and I will, when I read the comments for that episode, I will then talk about it in the next episode that I make. Or if you guys were like, hey, we really actually want this to be something that you'll talk about, can you do it as another, like, series? Can you do it in a different series? Just in case, like, there are people that want to hear about it, but I don't want to take up the time in this series for Sarah's story, because it's not part of what Sarah's story is. In my headcanon for the story, that's not the situation. Lorcan may have blessed Sarah, but Sarah is her own person. I have another character that I was originally going to do for this, but I like her story too much to do it with this put together, because hers is more of a, there's a lot to it. And she is definitely not Lorcan, though she does have a deal with Lorcan. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to do her story because there's a lot to her story, and it's hard for me to explain to people sometimes. We might go through it eventually. I might do her story next, although her story is very similar to Sarah's, because Sarah's is the more easy to explain, but very similar in how it goes. The only difference is that that character starts as a Vigil of Stendar. I was gonna skip, but that's literally, I think that's, oh wait, no, that's not Rorikstead. That's Rorikstead. That is a different location. One that we will eventually go to, but I don't think we're gonna go to right now because I don't want to deal with it. Oh. See a ghost moving around outside. I think we've dealt with enough ghostly distractions. We might go deal with it after this. She might pop over there real quick. That's one of the quests I did recently in another character, because I discovered it and I thought it was really interesting. Would have been a quest we'd have done a lot sooner than this if it wasn't for Clockwork. Alright, let's see. There's a couple of farmers working out here. Maybe one of them knows something about what happened to me.
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry?
Sorry's not good enough. Not while my Gleda's still out there alone and afraid. You kidnapped her and sold her to that giant.
That sounds pretty bad. Can you explain?
You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda. And don't you think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant.
Here, how about I pay you for hers? 1,000 gold. Deal?
Fine, but I'll still be missing my Gleda. Doubt I'll ever have a prize-winning goat again. Most of what you said was gibberish, but you left a note. The only bit I could read was after repaying Isolde in Whiterun.
Oh, great. It goes all the way back to war. Oh, now we gotta go back to Whiterun. Did I say anything about a staff?
You said a whole lot of nonsense about selling Gleda to hire a priestess for some big event. There was a bit of talk about some staff you had in safekeeping. Never said where, but you sure didn't have it with you. No time to talk. Snitch or double cross me or I'll kill you. I mean it.
What? I'm confused.
Hey, I didn't ask you to magic me.
That's nice. I magicked you anyways. What did he just hand me? I like how he just stood there and waited for them to finish talking, and then in front of like several people handed it to me, whatever it was. It's probably this hunting bow of Arking. What the heck is going on? Is that is that the other part of this? Is he literally getting attacked by?
Did you see someone run past just now?
Oh, you probably own this. I presume this hunting bow of arcing belongs to you?
How did you get this? Never mind. Here, it's not mine. I'm going to track down that thief. Murder him.
I like how he gives me a single gold.
Name's Ennis. If you've got friends in your business in Blackrock,
Wonder if I should follow him and get involved, but at this point she's like, there's so much that she does not want to get involved with. There's so much she wants to do. She wants to go talk to Isolde and figure out what's going on with Isolde. She's very confused now because she stole a goat. Probably was kind of out of character for her to pay for it, because like she probably would have been like, oh, I'll go get your goat for you, but I don't know. She might have also said that just because like she doesn't want to deal with another giant. That's kind of what got her into the start of this.
No one hides from the dead.
Nope. Not gonna be able to talk to this one. What the? A torn page? Huh. Nice. Sorry about that. It's actually getting close to my bedtime, which is part of why I'm like need to finish this up, but we're gonna do this last ghost. We started with a ghost story, we'll end with a ghost story. So we found that torn page. He's basically just talking about how he feels like he's been poisoned. Other than that torn note, he doesn't really have anything of interest on him, just boots and some clothes. So we're gonna head inside and take a look inside. Got a lot of take that book with us because I don't think I've had that book. We might have mixed unit tactics, but we're gonna take it anyways. She's kind of under the impression that this place is probably abandoned. I'm pretty sure I have the Kobold and the Dragon. I probably have more than one copy at this point. She heads down, trying to figure out what's going on. Notices a button, decides to press button, and finds this, which apparently a ghost that knows magic. He probably also has learned, like, killing ghosts doesn't kill the person, it just purifies them. She actually had that axe stabbed into her. What's hilarious about it is that when I first saw it when I was going through here, I didn't realize it was an axe. I thought like it was a texture glitch, and I thought like her head was like all stretched out. I don't know if this actually does. I don't know if an Olympic does anything, but I'm gonna take it with me just in case. We get a couple more of these. So we find her journal, which we basically I'm just gonna give you the quick rundown of this one because I don't feel like reading these, and they're not too interesting. Basically, she was under the impression their son disappeared, and she's under the impression that he did something. And then if we look around a little bit, we'll find eventually. Let's see, is it in here? No, it's not here. Is it in here? No, it's not here. Oh, here's his. So here's his journal, which he's talking about how his son's missing and he suspects her, and then he finds her laboratory and he gets mad at her, so he kills her with an axe. She poisons him, and they basically end up killing each other. So then we're supposed to find the kid, which underneath his bed here, we have another one, which basically it says that he's tired of being treated like a child. He wants to be treated more grown up. So he's taking his wooden sword out and he's going to go and fight. He's going to go kill a wolf. He's going to go kill a wolf because his dad said don't go near the well because there's wolves there. He's going to go to the well and kill a wolf and prove to them that he's a strong warrior. So we go up to the area where we run into said wolf or a wolf. Wolves. And we find his toy sword with a small skeleton. So basically, yeah. This is a dark one, but I expect Skyrim to be dark, so I'm not going to age restrict this video like I did with Clockwork. The only reason I did it with Clockwork was because the direct thought process of it. It'll be the same with the Forgotten Cities mod when I do the Forgotten Cities mod, because it makes a very similar reference and it's more direct in that. So that will be age restricted again for the same reason, just to help with keeping those who should not see that from seeing it. And I will make a point at the beginning of that video to say something about a trigger warning. But we bring the sword back and we place the sword back on his table. And we now have the entire family. The mom, the dad, and the son.
Wow,
Talk to the
look
son.
at that robe. Are you a wizard?
I am. I brought your sword back. I'm sorry I couldn't help the three of you, but you can rest in peace now.
Thanks a lot. Here, take this for all your hard work.
And they give us the key to the plantation, which basically we get this as a player home. So it's another home that she now has in Skyrim. Although this one's a little bit more useful because she can use it as a... Sorry about that. My cat just suddenly dashed through the room at almost Mach chicken. So that definitely concerned me. We're going to do the planting later. I don't think I have any wheat, and I want to plant wheat. Because wheat is good for healing potions, and I want to have healing. Basically use it as a farming. I'll be doing all that off camera though. But we're going to head to Whiterun. So we can continue this drinking game quest. I think we could probably just warp to Whiterun now because we are getting through here, and I do want to get to Whiterun before the end of this episode. So we are going to just go ahead and quick travel to Whiterun. Alright, and now we can go ahead and go to Whiterun, which I think that it was already on that terminus. I'm usually using Whiterun as a home base in most of my campaigns because it's pretty much the center of Skyrim, so it makes it easier to make a base here than it does to make a base pretty much anywhere else. Another bit of thing about this one that we're doing with Sam and his drinking game, it doesn't always trigger here in Whiterun. That was rare. That was just because it triggers by a certain level, and Sam is then in the next tavern you go to at that level. So it's not always here in Whiterun. You could sometimes trigger it in Winterhold, you can trigger it in Dawnstar, you can trigger basically any tavern in the game, I think. I think there's a few taverns it can't trigger in, but I think most of them it can trigger in. And this is basically how it runs every time. So here's Ysolda.
So, you're finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately.
Oh, what's wrong? Did the engagement fall through? Look, how about we call even, as long as you bring back the wedding ring? That's really a shame. I was so looking forward to the wedding. You said you'd have all the most interesting guests.
Wedding. Do you know what I did with it?
You went right out to give it to your fiancée. Don't you even remember where you left her? And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove, I can see why she left you.
Witchmist Grove. I've got to go figure out what's going on. I'll be back. What was that story about my fiance? A fiance?
How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard. You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook.
Okay. She told me where Witchmist Grove is, so we're gonna go check that place and see what's going on, because I need to go figure this out. So this one, she wouldn't pay. I'm not gonna have Sarah pay it off, because I think this part is funnier if you go this route. I forgot about this I forgot something about this quest that I hadn't realized until just now. There is a part of this that kind of throws for a loop. Oh wow. Okay, we're gonna take the carriage because I don't want to deal with where it spits you out at the terminus there, but I also don't want to walk all that way because I do want to get this taken care of in this episode.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go?
Windhelm.
Climb and back and we'll be off. Couldn't ask for better weather.
The reason though why she would try to deal with this one without paying for it, or just straight up paying for it, is because she is under the, she wants to see this person. She wants to meet who she promised herself to while she was blacked out drunk apparently, and now she's very curious at like what's going on because something's not adding up. Like this is where she starts realizing things aren't adding up. Like she had 3 drinks, maybe 4, she doesn't really remember, but she didn't drink a whole lot. And apparently she got to the point where she was so drunk, she went across all of Skyrim at this point. Like, she's guessing, like, maybe she used the Clockwork Magic spot? The Clockwork terminuses, maybe? But, like, would she have used, did Sam go with her? Like, where's Sam at? Like, where's Sam in all this? And she also realizes, like, that wouldn't even make sense for some of the locations, because some of the locations she can't get to with the Clockwork Terminus. So she's very confused on what's going on now, because at this point, it's gone from I got drunk and went halfway across Skyrim to I got drunk and didn't just go halfway across Skyrim. I went across the full length of Skyrim twice. Because she had to have gone from Whiterun to see this person, back to Whiterun to Markarth, or to Rorikstead to Markarth. And apparently that has been like multiple case scenarios. Like at this point she's like really confused. Like she's like, okay, something must be going on. Somebody's having a laugh at her expense. And she wants to know what's going on. So she's trying at this point. She wants to go see, I'm hearing a dragon. And this better be a situation of either A, dragon come fight me, or B, dragon shut the crime up. Where the heck is it? My guess is it's probably the dragon. Ah. Ah, crap. Where am I going back to? Carriage white at, oh, no. No. Okay. I normally wouldn't do this because I'm trying not to do this with this, but we're fast traveling. Because I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with going that far back. Nope. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be not be trying to. I'm gonna be trying not to fast travel too often in this because I am trying to keep to survival mode. But I'm not. I don't have the time tonight to catch back up with that, and I kind of want to deal with this grove before. I want to deal with this grove before the night's over. And I also only have 5 minutes left in the recording anyway, so yeah. One fast travel for this Let's Play. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing it very much. Probably usually only for... I'm not fighting a bear. I don't want to fight a bear, and I don't want to fight... And, I need my health for this next fight. Because we are about to have to do a fight. Fast healing. Wait a minute, what?
Darling, I've been waiting for you to return to consummate our love.
Actually, I need the ring back.
What? You want it for that hussy Esmeralda with the dark feathers, don't you? I won't let her have you.
Okay. My electrical magic is supposed to do damage to Magicka. Except for the fireballs. Alright, take the wedding ring. Grab those. Yeah, I always thought that was kind of funny because it's like you're like so confused on who the heck you're marrying, and then you come back and it's a Hagraven, which definitely probably feels weird to her since she killed a Hagraven not too long ago, so like it's weird that she like fell in love with a Hagraven. It makes sense once we figure out why she's doing all this, but that will not be in this episode. We'll be heading back to Whiterun real quick to talk to Ysolda, and then once we get back to Whiterun and talk to Ysolda, we will be finishing this up. But I am going to go ahead and quickly teleport back to Whiterun using Clockwork Mod, but I will see you guys when we get there. And we are now back in Whiterun. Sarah probably is now really wanting to finish this because she wants to figure out what's going on. She really wants to understand what was going on, like what was the reason behind all
Once
of this.
I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
Yeah, sure. Here's the ring.
Excellent. Sorry it didn't work out. I know how excited you were for the wedding. You kept saying it would be a huge ceremony at Morvenskar. You said you even had some magic staff that would handle all of the guests.
Okay. Thanks.
Farewell.
Morvenskar.
Everything all right?
About time I get to figure out what the heck is this all about. But that'll be in the next episode. If you guys like the video, please hit that like button. If you guys want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. If you have any comments you want to make about the video, about the series, hit that subscribe, head down to the comment section and leave me a comment. In the next episode, we figure out what's been going on with this staff and this wedding. We just killed the bride-to-be, so who knows what could happen next. But we'll see you in the next episode. Talk to you guys later. Bye.